Hello everyone, welcome to Off the Water. My name is Mark and today we're talking about kayak carts, more specifically the Malone ATB wide track. That is the one that I have been using for the past few years, and I feel that this cart is so good that you should know about it. And again, just a spectacular cart that I think you all should know about. So here we go with the Malone. Check this out. She's got some miles underneath her belt, that is for sure. We'll start right here with the strap that I've got in my hand. It's got a little bitty buckle. I want to say it's aluminum because this thing just has really not corroded whatsoever. Spring loaded, and what I've done is tie a knot right there because the strap was just a little bit too big for the rear end of my kayak. So that's just a quick and simple way. You're really not gonna put much stress on these things. And then you got the other strap right here that just goes around the kayak. So what I absolutely love about this is the fact that you've got these two bunks right here. It's got some very soft foam that's just dense enough to not hurt the kayak, and whenever it's resting on the kayak itself, it kind of locks it in place, and I'll show you what I mean whenever we throw the kayak up on it. You've got several holes as well. I'm not too sure if y'all can see that right there. There's one, and then I've got it in the middle one, and then there's another one right there. You got that on both sides and on both ends of this cart, as you can see. That will allow you to set these bunks up in any configuration so that it goes right underneath the keel of your kayak. So on both ends, this is the way that it fits my kayak, which is an Old Town Autopilot 120. Very wide. This guy has got some beef to it. As far as the wheels are concerned, they are not inflated. It's just like a very solid foam. So they're not gonna get flat or anything like that whenever you're out there. You got a kickstand right here. What the kickstand allows you to do whenever it's not engaged, right there, that's the way you roll around with the kayak on it. But whenever it's time to put the kayak on, you can just kick that out, set it down, and then put your kayak on top of it. So for those of y'all that are interested, I did do a video on my fishing channel. I will link that down below, but it shows like how I set it up and then how I use it and attach it to the kayak whenever I'm getting it off and on my truck. And if you're interested, go ahead and feel free to click that link. That's gonna take you over there. But if you're like me and you're lazy, you don't wanna do that, I'm gonna show y'all right now how it is that I attach the cart to the kayak whenever I'm getting off the water. Not on, but getting off the water. So here we go. We're gonna put y'all down again, and we will load this kayak right here. I'm normally gonna do the cart right up underneath the crate. So the bunk has to be facing towards the bow. You just set it right next to the kayak. Keep the kickstand right there, engage that to where it's propped up. And all you're gonna do is just grab the end of your kayak, lift up. You gotta make sure that's facing towards the bow. And just like that, you can see how those bunks are set up right there against that keel. Let's go to the other side. Right there. And the kayak is resting up against that perfectly. Now with the strap right here, all we're gonna do is go around, and I got these right here on some gear tracks. That's gonna prevent the kayak from rolling out, especially if we hit a bump or a hole. There's lots of potholes out there, and whenever you're going fishing, sometimes you can't avoid them. So what happened to me in the past is the cart will go down in it, and then as I keep pulling the kayak from the bow, the kayak would go off, the cart would stay inside that hole or divot, whatever it is, and it would slide off. So what I did was I bought these. They're from Ram Mount. and it's got a little bitty slot right there. If you want to set the strap through that, you can. That just wastes too much time. So all I do is just put the strap around it. We'll go from there to right here. These are gear track ready as well. So, I mean, obviously you can see that right there. Just unscrew it and then it can slide off to right there, and you can take these out really quick, put it on another kayak if I need to. But after that, you take and put the strap on right here. There we are. Slide that through. No need to gorilla torque this. And then we just essentially pull up, tighten her down, just like that. Throw it in. Now that cart is basically locked in there. It's not going to roll backwards. If it does, these are anchored down on the gear tracks and it will not fall off. So that's the cool thing. If you want to try to alleviate a lot of the weight on your hand and wrist whenever you're toting it around, you can just slide the cart a little bit more towards the middle. I would recommend right underneath the seat because that's where the bulk of the weight is going to be. So 2 years of use. This thing is money. The wheels are big enough to go over bumps and everything. You can see that because it's saltwater use, this is the retaining pin is really rusted, but nonetheless it has provided me with like years of use, and it's just a spectacular cart. Better than the majority of the ones that I have used. Like I used to fish out of a Hobie, and I used, what was it called, the HD cart. It would go right here inside the scupper holes. Let's see if we can get that right there, and it would just pop right through. Those are bad because if you're toting your kayak around through the scupper holes, they have a tendency to, I don't care how reinforced those scuppers are on whichever kayak that you're using, they will eventually wear out and crack. Don't ask me how I know. I just did like 2 warranties on Hobies, year, like back to back. Whenever I was fishing out of them, it would crack right there. But yeah, I really didn't care too much for that cart because of that reason. And the other thing was that it would only fit the Hobies. And this cart right here, spectacular in every way. You have endless mounting like solution. Well, not endless. You've got multiple mounting solutions for those bunks, and it just works. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're in the market for a kayak cart, I definitely recommend checking this one out. It's going to be linked in the video description below so that you can look at it and see what it's about. Hopefully it will meet your needs if you decide to make that purchase on one of them. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. That is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click that thumbs up button, and I will see y'all next time when we're off the water.